Live from the YEMA Center, home of Hoop Fire and St. Louis Elite. It is the Platform Sports Talk Show, and I am your boy Smooth. What's up, y'all? It's been a long time. I think it's been about over a month since I've been on your screen. But yes, it is your Wednesday night sports, like the Platform Sports Talk Show. We broadcasting live, y'all. We back out here on them streets. Shouts out to everyone tuning in right now. Thank you very much. Get them shares, get them likes going right now. And I'm not alone tonight. Co-host of the evening. This man was in Orlando, but now he's back here in the Lou for good. T-Bone, what's going on, brother?
I'm back, and I don't know about better than ever, but I'm back. I feel like I've been away for a while too, you know?
Man, last time you was on, I believe, was the Man Cave, and y'all had Coach Anthony Beck, St. Louis head coach from the XFL St. Louis team. So
Yep.
great show, right?
Man Cave 1 week early that last month. So, you know, feels like it's been forever now. But yeah, that was a good interview, being able to talk to the head coach of the XFL team. I mean, you know, look, we rising up here. You know what I mean? We never know who we're going. You never know who we're gonna have on the show. You never know. Never know what's coming.
That's true. And it was just announced on yesterday the coaches for each team, and some names you may remember for the St. Louis Rams fans: Ricky Pro, he's a wide receivers coach. Dave Steckel, former I think defensive coordinator for Mizzou. He's one of the coaches now for team St. Louis. There's no name yet. They still waiting on that. But you know, they bringing in got Leroy Glover.
Mm-hmm.
He played for the Rams for a little minute. So they're bringing in some guys that people know. And shouts out to our favorite fan.
Hey, Miss Williams.
Love to see you on here. Glad that you're doing better. I know a few weeks ago you had COVID, and I think recently you actually had a fall or something at somewhere that you went to. So we're glad that you're doing better, and we're glad that you are tuning in live along with the millions
and millions
of the Platform Sports Talk Show fans on once again your Wednesday night sports delight. I want to also real quick give a shout out to my SA Dub. She's in Orlando right now, former home with T-Bone. But I want to wish her once again a happy 1-year anniversary. We celebrated this past Sunday. It's been an incredible ride, incredible journey, loving it. And just cheers to many more blessings, many more years. So to my SA Dub, Jamie, I love you, and have a fun time in Orlando, and I'll see you on Friday. So
I didn't realize your anniversary was that close. Mine was the 6th.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of September people out there, you know, doing they thing. Shouts out on YouTube to is that Jaden Parker. I wonder who that is. I think we're gonna find out very soon who Jaden Parker is. But once again, this is your Wednesday night sports delight. Tonight is yours truly and T-Bone. T-Bone, can you let everybody know you know, where can they find us at, man?
Oh, well, it's been a minute, but you know what? Let's first talk about Hot 365, right?
Okay.
Some of y'all listening to us right now on the radio, Hot 365. Y'all know, y'all can check us out. And you know what? They extended our bedtime, so I think that we're allowed to be on here for a little while. We'll see if we need it tonight, but in case we are, just know that we're still here. But for those of y'all who are not listening to us and y'all just want to see our faces and see this live scenery back here, you know, we have the Platform Sports Talk Show. We're on Roku, and we're also on Facebook, on Twitter. Most of y'all probably watching us on YouTube. And for those of y'all that are watching us on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and hit that
bell.
That's right, because when we go live, you will be
notified.
That's right. See how we switched that up? Y'all ain't know it was coming.
I got you, Jobo.
But you know, look, y'all can, if y'all want to talk to us or ask us some questions, first of all, so put it in the comments, especially on YouTube. And if you want to send us some maybe y'all want to hear from somebody, send us those requests to the platform platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com, or reach out to us on Instagram at Platform Sports Talk. But anyway, please click like, subscribe, follow, whatever thing y'all looking on. Hey, man, we need the help. We're here for y'all. Be here for us.
And tell them about what goes down every first Wednesday of the month.
Oh, that's right. See, look, been a minute.
I got you, bro. I got you.
First Wednesday of the month. You know what comes first? It's ladies' night. Every first Wednesday of the month, ladies' night. Got your panel of ladies out there who know what they're talking about sports. They always bring it. And you know why? Because on the last Wednesday of the month, we got the Man Cave featuring several guys, including myself. Y'all know us and y'all seen us before. We're going to be back again at the end of this month. So come check us out. You know, always get that unique point of view. You get the ladies' night, you get the Man Cave, and you have the flagship that we call the Platform Sports Talk Show, bringing it to you every Wednesday.
There we go. My promo guy. This man know a few things about doing some promos. So, you know, he ain't shy about stepping to the plate, but y'all already know, like you said, hit that like and share button. Let's get as many people tuned in.
We got goals.
You got goals, man. And you know what? Ever since you said, let's get close to 500, we've been getting about 10 or more people, you know, subscribing on YouTube. So get them likes going, subscribe on YouTube. Let's get this thing rolling even more. For those watching for the first time, thank you very much. We've been doing this thing for 5 years consistently, y'all, every Wednesday, and the show continues to get better and better. And speaking of better, I mean, just look at where we at, man. Like you talk about motivation.
Woo!
Got Jordan, you got LeBron, you know, canvas is going on all around the gym. I mean, it's just a wonderful spot to go to. You saw this earlier. You have photos of Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, Kobe, Mike Tyson,
Biggie, Serena,
Malcolm X. I mean, it's just really amazing here at the YEMA Center.
Is that a Love and Basketball poster over there?
It probably is. It's right there. Love and Basketball, one of the best sports movies of all times. So
Black Panther.
I mean, as soon as you step inside the YEMA Center, you're going to be instantly inspired, and we can't wait to have the owner of the YEMA Center on around 7:30ish, so he can break everything down, tell us the history of the YEMA Center and about everything that he's gone through from time that he was a kid to what he's doing now as a father and just doing so many things around the St. Louis area. But with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into it. T-Bone, what has your attention? Sports stories that has your attention?
Sports stories that has my attention. You know, we're going to talk about some more sports, so let's talk about the one that we're not going to talk about later on. You know, it's been a while since I've been here, and a lot of stuff has happened in the world of wrestling. Y'all may have heard of a guy named CM Punk. Well, CM Punk did some CM Punk stuff.
Oh, explain.
Well, I mean, you know, he's one of those people that if he got something to say, he gonna say it. And he said it, and it was said. So he got to the press conference, wanted to get some stuff off his chest, maybe some lies and some rumors and some stuff has been spread, and he ain't wanna sit there and take the blame for some stuff anymore. So he started going off on one person. Then he went off on another person. Then he went off on 2 more people. And then afterwards, I think there was some furniture moving going on around in the back somewhere.
So you are implying that, as my mom asked you a few weeks ago about Ronda Rousey, I'm gonna ask you this again now. And shouts out to you, Mom. This wasn't a joke.
No. Nah.
This was the real deal.
Look, if there was alarms going off, there should have been alarms, because that was the real deal right there. Because look, I mean, you know, there does come a point where, you know, and see, this is the problem. Like sometimes when you talk about this, like in politics now, you have people who are always blaming the media for stuff, and you know that kind of goes one way. But in CM Punk's case, like the wrestling media is kind of grouped with one specific group of people. And if they say something, or if they're in one camp and he's in another camp, all the stuff that the wrestling media kind of goes to is, you know, you have a lot of influencers who are saying a lot of things to influence the way that people perceive stuff. And it's all negative against him. And then you have people going on TV doing stuff that has nothing to do with an actual storyline that makes him look bad. Nobody's nobody's disciplining this person. Nobody's doing anything like that.
Right.
And some time passed and still nothing happened. So he said, all right, okay, nobody wants to do anything. I'm going to do it my way. And his way made a lot of people mad.
There you go. Which it should not be no surprise because, I mean, that's the kind of guy he always has been. And, you know, like you said before during the pre-show, I mean, he's been gone for what, 7 years?
7 years.
So, you know, what else can you expect? You know, you thought he'll just be humble and quiet because he's been missing. No, he's still, was he the voice of the voiceless?
And you know what? Here's one of the things. I don't want to go into all the stuff that he was talking about, but one thing specifically, and this is one of the things that I've noticed for a while, is that you have people in the AEW locker room that will say stuff like, oh yeah, I don't really need to take advice from older people. You know, what got me here is what got me here. I don't really need to listen to anybody else.
Right.
And then, you know, you have a guy like that who's like, yeah, but I know what I'm talking about. You should probably listen to me. Kind of know what I'm doing. So, you know, I can understand why he would get upset about stuff like that. And, you know, that's what in any sport. Just think about that. Somebody came into the Cardinals clubhouse and was like, I mean, Yachty, I mean, I know you've been here for a while, but I know how to catch.
It's a new sheriff in town now.
Wayne, right now, I know how to pitch the ball. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't need to listen to you. Like, what? That person will get thrown out the clubhouse,
right?
Paid or not.
Cut immediately with millions of dollars on the table. But speaking of the Cardinals, I guess what's on my mind is let's go ahead and give a huge shout out because around 6:45-ish here in the Lou at Bear Stadium, Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, who you just brought up, just made history. 325 starts together, a record that a lot of people, which I believe, will never be broken. So shouts out to Yadi and to Wayno for this huge feat. 325 starts together as a battery. Something that, once again, is not going to happen because so many things change every year to year.
Yeah.
You know, the team culture may change or new ownership, this or, you know, just whatever. But for those two guys to still be pumping at 40 years old, and, you know, I know Yachty has been injured a lot this year, but Wayno has been pretty much the ace of the staff for the last 3 seasons. And seeing Yachty come back and make an impact like he has, it just shows the resilience, you know, and then him being a back catcher as well. And, you know, you got to have those mega knees, you know, to be to be a back catcher and to do that for all these years and still be one of the top catchers in the game. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're right. It probably won't be broken, or something would significantly have to change in order for it to be broken. Because you got so many people. There's always so many moving parts in baseball where people just don't stay in like one particular team for that long. So the only way that could happen really is if both the pitcher and the catcher just happen to keep getting traded to different teams or something like that, or signing together, or, you know, I could see something like that maybe where somebody gets comfortable with somebody and they just
no matter
put
where you
themselves
go,
in a package deal.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, look, to be in a city where we have the guys who did that, and it seems like a St. Louis thing for that to be something, you know, like Cardinals more traditional, like that just seems like a St. Louis thing to have. And I'm glad that we as a city are able to see something like that.
And for it to happen right here in the Loop, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't on the road. It happened right here. I think that's really an incredible thing too. So the fans can really embrace it. And it was we just saw a little bit of the game earlier doing the first pitch and just seeing everyone on their feet, and just an amazing thing. Which leads me to this man here. We got a comment here. Miss Williams says, I agree, T-Bone, is rare for 2 players to stay on the same team for that long. So definitely, which once again leads me to this man right here, Albert Pujols. This man here is chasing history. He is 3 home runs away from 700. And it looked like for a minute that it may not happen because, you know, he had a cool start. Then he kind of cooled it off. But ever since the All-Star break, this man has been like on fire. Just been incredible, which also you have to give a lot of praise to Ali Marmol and how he has been managing the roster. He's playing him against lefties, of course. The guy, that's automatic. But he's giving him rest because he's 85 years old, But he's doing things, I said this before, he's doing things that you have not seen him do since probably the time where he was a Cardinal last time. And it's all about being in a situation where you more appreciate it. I said this on Twitter a while back on the platform Sports Talk Show page that, the grass isn't always greener, even with the money looking good. It's just something about playing for a certain organization where you get all the love that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have that in Anaheim. He was kind of like a, whatever guy, But now he's getting the love. But I got a feeling you may have someone in mind who may not have shown him a whole lot of love.
Well, you know what? I will say this about Pujols. Like at the time when he left, the grass may not have been greener, but there is that saying of how can I miss you if you don't go away?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think this year would have been special if he would have been here the whole time. But the fact that he was gone and we got him back
made it even better. Yeah.
So I feel like that was kind of one of those. It was just meant to be, right? So, but yeah, there is a guy out there. I think you got the clip.
I'm ready.
Let's talk about Mad Max.
Mad Max, and this is Max Kellerman from ESPN, and we'll play it. And when y'all hear it, if you haven't already seen it before or heard anything about this, you about to, right?
Parental advisory.
Now.
This is going to hurt your ears.
Let's get this going. My bad. Get the queued up right, and here we go.
That's the apology.
Oh, here we go. You're right.
I know that face.
Just in a time machine. The machine, Albert Pujols, continues to swing a hot bat, slugging his 697th home run on Sunday versus the Pirates to move past Alex Rodriguez for fourth on the all-time list. Pujols trails Bonds, whatever. It's a joke. Come on. That's the juice. Hank Aaron, who did it clean. Babe Ruth, who did it clean on the all-time homer chart. By the way, it is amazing how Pujols, who was in steady decline for years, suddenly it's like he discovered the fountain of youth. I don't know how he's doing it. Oh, my God, the bat speed, everything. He's killing the ball. Matter of fact, bartender, I'll have whatever he's having. I mean, this is unbelievable. He sure has turned back the clock. I just wonder if there was anything that could be pointed at. How does a player turn back the clock like this? I guess it's willpower and practice. All these years between then and now, he hasn't been practicing, apparently. Now he's...
Ooh. So I just want to make clear what we just heard right there. One, he talks about Bonds, and he says that was the juice, right?
Right.
Then the next thing he says, he talks about Babe Ruth, he talks about Hank Aaron, and he says clean next to both of their names.
Right.
Made it clear that they were clean. And then he goes and talks about Pujols, and he's like, wonder how he's doing it. The skepticism in his voice, the condescending tone in his voice was just going on and on like, let's be suspicious of this guy. I guess he hasn't been practicing this whole time.
Right.
So obviously, when he said that, there was a lot of heat that came his way, probably from the Cardinals organization, Pujols, maybe the St. Louis area. ESPN probably got a lot of hate mail that day.
Yes.
And
deservedly so.
So the next day he comes on and he gives an apology. But let's see what that apology actually sounded like.
Yesterday on This Just In, we showed video of Albert Pujols as he chases 700 home runs. I commented that he seemed to be hitting the ball much better than he has in a long time. Some, including Albert, inferred that my curiosity as to how he was achieving this recent level of success could only mean that he was benefiting from something other than a lot of hard work, practice, and his natural ability. For that, I apologize to Albert and the Cardinals organization. Yesterday.
Here we go. Your thoughts on the apology?
What did he actually apologize for? He said that people took that as if he was saying that, and for that he apologized. He did not apologize for what he actually did. He didn't apologize for his tone, the questioning, the making it a point to associate two players with clean, bring up the issue of steroids with Bonds, and then open up all these questions about Pujols without even looking into the facts. How about the facts of, yeah, he's hitting the ball a lot. By the way, he's a DH right now.
Right.
By the way, it's against left-handed pitchers, right? For the most part. All the skepticism that he had, like, he's sitting up here saying all this stuff, but the truth is he knows what he was trying to imply. He knows what he was trying to create controversy for that. Right. And he probably didn't expect that he was going to hear, such a backlash from it because, it's baseball players. Of course people associate baseball players with this. So nobody's really going to say anything. And I'm sure that ESPN probably got some, like, a lot of hate mail. I don't think that anything like what he just said could get to the point of like a lawsuit or anything like that because he didn't say he did anything.
But because you was insinuating.
Yeah. Like that's not cool. Especially, again, I know there's people out there that don't like the Cardinals, but that's not right now. Like right now, the Cardinals are in a pretty good spot where there's a lot of goodwill across the league. People are talking about Pujols, Wainwright, Molina. The Cardinals right now are not a team that most of the U.S. wants to hate. They're not the Yankees, right? So yeah, I'm sure he did get a lot of hate for that because right now there's a lot of positive stuff going on with this team, and he's trying to taint one of the things that's going on with the team. And man, Max, what were you thinking?
You know what? I got something. Max, actually, I got a hot take. You were right. Pujols has been juicing. He has been using steroids. And the name of that steroid is called St. Louis. That's the steroid that has been injected in him that got him to the level that he's at, that where he started from, and what brought him back because of the energy of the best fans in all of baseball, maybe all of sports. Oh, as I said before, T-Bone, when you come back to St. Louis and you get all the love shown as if you never left, it is something that happens to you where you just feel like you're Incredible Hulk. And that's what this season has brought to him. St. Louis is that juice. He's been injected with so much life because he's feeling all the love and he wants to stand out and show up for these fans who's coming out, no matter if it's cold, no matter if it's 100 degrees outside, they there, and almost every at bat, he's getting standing ovations, he's getting all the love. He wasn't getting that in Anaheim doing his first year or whatever.
He's just another guy.
Right. It's just something about coming back to St. Louis. And look at Nolan Arenado, how much he loves it, and Paul Goldschmidt, but going back, just seeing the love affair that St. Louis has with Pujols, that is the steroid. That's the injection that he's needed, and that's why pretty soon we're going to be saying that he's going to be hitting 700 home runs very soon before the end of the season. So, Mad Max, thank you for being an ass. But you're right. He had a steroid, and it's called St. Louis.
There you go. Enough said.
There it is. This is once again your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
T-Bone.
All right, so some more things in regards to what's been on our mind. Football season is here, and college football has been a couple of weeks now. NFL just had their first full week this past Monday. Start off with college. Is there anything that's kind of like stood out for you so far?
You know what? I'm not a huge college football guy, but what was it? It was actually a couple weeks ago. I was in Puerto Rico. We were at gathered around in a hotel room watching. The Michigan game was on earlier. I don't remember who they were playing, but I know that it was LSU and Florida State was on later on that night. I think we were watching that. So I didn't watch too much of that, but that's not my thing. What about you with college?
Mizzou. I was definitely going to the season very high hopes for this team. Not saying they're gonna win the SEC, division, whatever. But I just had hopes that they were going to have a very good season than they had last year. I think last year they were like 6-6 or, I think 6-6. I expected them to at least get maybe 8-9 wins because I thought that because of the recruiting that they did this past offseason, getting one of the best wide receivers in the game and Luther Burden, getting some other transfers using the transfer portal and everything like that. I had very high hopes. But then last week happened. They faced Kansas State, and the team looked flat. Looks like they didn't have no direction. And it goes to this man here, Eli Drinkowitz. He's a great recruiter. Like he gets the engine roaring. He gets the motor going. But so far in year 3 now, first season, I think they missed because of COVID season, so that's what happened there. But last year, once again, they made a bowl, but you just had more expectation that he was going to come out different with what kind of offense will this team have. First game they played against Louisiana Tech, that's a whole hum team. You had your first real test against Kansas State, go out there and you get whooped by over 20 some points. It was like you didn't have no idea how to play your guys. And Brady Cook, St. Louis guy, he looked like a shell of himself. Like he know what to do, know what to expect. The O-line looked bad. Defense was getting done up, probably because the offense wasn't doing anything. Then you wasn't using your prime weapon, the best wide receiver in the country, and put him in position to succeed. Then you go on a press conference the other day talking about you got to find ways to get him the ball more, but have him take less snaps. But he wasn't even getting plays, sent to him last game, And this is what goes back to the transfer portal. And I can't wait till we have a special guest on.
Okay.
But this is what I'm talking about in regards to the transfer portal. If Luther Burden is not happy and satisfied by producing the way that he thought he should and how the world, especially Mizzou, thinks he should, guess what's gonna happen next season?
He gonna be gone.
Exactly. So that's going to be a problem because his main reason why he wanted to come to Mizzou, he wanted to change the narrative there. He wanted to bring, more prestige and everything to the program, to the whole college, But when you're not letting this man do his thing, that's going to be a problem.
Well, it sounds like you done change your thought process on the transfer portal then, because he ain't getting it his way. He has potential, and he takes his business elsewhere.
Well, I mean, see, it goes back to what I'm saying, though, in regards to the transfer portal. It's because of it's not going your way. That's when you want to go ahead and jump ship and not stick to the process. So, no, I'm not changing up at all. I'm just realizing that it's not going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. So these kids are going to use that opportunity. If something is not going your way, guess what?
Take his business elsewhere.
So I hope that this was the lowest point of the season because pretty soon you got Auburn coming up in a few weeks, then you got Georgia. I think the most frustrating part about this team is you're seeing Arkansas having success the way that we thought Mizzou would. You're seeing Kentucky have success the way you thought Mizzou would. And Mizzou is still stuck back here.
I prefer Kentucky not have success.
Because you went to
Kentucky State.
Got you.
We're the little school in the middle between UK and U of L.
Mm-hmm.
We were the forgotten school. So both those teams could lose all the games. I wouldn't care.
Another thing I want to bring up, Texas versus Alabama was an incredible game that I didn't have any expectations that it would be a close game, but Alabama won on the very last drive, which brings me to, once again, transfer portal stuff. Do you feel just off of that game and seeing other teams like Notre Dame lost, Appalachian State upset Texas A&M? Mm-hmm. Are you starting to see more parity now? Not parity, but parity because of transfers going to one school to another. teams not staying locked in every year from year because you can always moving different pieces, whatever. Do you feel now that it's more of an equal opportunity now for more teams to, it may not be that 1 or 2 or 3 dominant teams anymore?
It's still not an equal opportunity because there's only so many teams that people are going to want to go to for that level.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NIL in combination with the transfer portal, helps, but it is really just going to depend on what this is why recruiting is going to have to be more important for the schools and recruiting the students in the ways that work in today and not 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like they're going to have to find more ways to lure those kids to those schools because unless you're the top like in Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to find ways to compete with those other schools. And now the thing is, there's so many more schools that can compete in different ways because there's more availability of students. Students just have more reasons to want to go to different schools. So you have to be one of those schools to find compete with the most reasons to get somebody to want to go there.
Got you. And lastly, before we bring in our special guest, talk about some NFL real quick. T-Bone, I'm about to pull up a picture, and I want you to let me know, how does this make you feel?
Saw that coming. You know what? Bears like to play in slop. What can I say? I mean, you know what I mean? You see that? If there's ever a home field advantage, that is it. Look at that. That's a slip and slide out there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't play in that. They should have called the game off. Suspended. They should have suspended the game.
So the reason why I show that pic because the team who they beat was who?
San Francisco 49ers.
Which happens to be your
football team. That's all right though. Look, only one team in the NFC West won.
Right. Ain't that crazy? And of all teams, it was the Seahawks.
Yeah, well, they had a revenge game on their minds. So
yeah. Great game. Bad play calling by the head coach from the Broncos, but he did admit, Nathaniel Hackett, he did admit that he should have been on and let Russ cook, which is crazy because you pay this man so much money, but then you don't get an opportunity to show you why you gave him so much money. You know what I'm saying?
It's not the first time that happened to him.
I wonder what happened last time he wasn't trusted with. Oh no! Actually, he was trusted with the ball, but they should have gave it to beast mode.
Yeah.
So
that's what it was.
Yeah, but you should have gave him an opportunity to make a play. I remember a couple years ago, I think it was the playoffs. It was an NFC Championship game, and it was Green Bay versus San Francisco, and the head coach Matt LaFleur.
Let's talk about that game.
Yeah. Matt LaFleur didn't allow Aaron Rodgers to make a play, and who went to Super Bowl?
49ers did, but let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers wasn't going to make that play against the 49ers. 49ers, they got a barcode on Aaron Rodgers because they own him. You know what I mean?
They do. That's true. And as you brought up earlier, the Rams, they did lose against the Bills. It was a game that, I mean, it's only week 1. You know what I'm saying? So I know people like to have their overreactions or whatever.
Hey, look.
We'll see. It's only week 1.
But you know what? We could have been the Cardinals.
Right. Yeah.
Could have been the Cardinals.
Yeah, that team may have a huge step back this year, but we'll
see. To be honest, to be fair to them, they played the Chiefs.
Right.
So it's not like they played, the Bears and lost. But they played the Chiefs. I don't think there was anybody going into that game that was like, yeah, the Cardinals are going to win this one.
Right.
That didn't live in Arizona.
Yeah. Thoughts on the Cowboys? Lost the game against the Buccaneers.
They lost more than that, didn't they?
And Dak Prescott out for a few weeks. Now, Jerry Jones saying maybe within 4 weeks it may come back or whatever. But, a fractured hand or whatever, you just don't know.
I mean, it's the Cowboys.
Exactly. Like Stephen A. Smith be saying, accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, the Cowboys always have something going on. There's always some type of hindrance. And then what'll really be messed up though? He's gonna come back. They're gonna start winning. they're gonna start winning and they're gonna get this close.
And then boom, something else happened, or someone gets suspended, or whatever it is. Any other takeaways you had from week 1 that stood out to you?
Let me see. Talked about the NFC West. Those are the games I was most focused on.
You had a tie between the Titans and the Colts.
Oh, see, look, I missed that one because I don't really. Those are two teams that if I have a choice, I do not want to watch them because living in Kentucky, where we were in Frankfurt, there were so many that we actually had like 2 CBSs and 2 Foxes because of where we were specifically at. So like, you know, we would see all the Titans games, all the Colts games. We get the Browns, and we would get there was another team we would get too, the Bengals. So we would see all those games, and I don't want to see another Colts. I don't want to see another Titans game anymore.
Got you. Well, that was the NFL, and now it is that time, everyone. The reason why we are here at the beautiful YEMA Center, as you see the wonderful photos, the visuals of this incredible gymnasium. He is the owner of the YEMA Center. He is a proud graduate basketball standout player from Webster Groves. I'm about to say university. Webster Groves High School, state champion, class 4A, back in them balling days. Man, talk about some battle between Webster Groves and Vashon and other schools like that, man. Standout guy, man. Then he went to Mizzou, did his thing, and he's doing some other stuff now right here in the Lou. He is a father, he's an entrepreneur, and he is returning as a guest as we're here at his spot, the YEMA Center. Without any further ado, everyone, show some love with the comments. Don't be shy. Let's bring in Johnnie Parker. There you go, big time. What's going on? Let's get him in. Get him set up. Got his Mizzou stuff. He rocking Mizzou.
You can't prepare.
Getting the headphones on. There we go. More people tuning in. Everyone bring them comments. Let's see, Ms. Williams, what Chris says, what stood out to me from week 1 was the uniform Seattle was wearing. What's up with that color? I love the lime green.
That's them. I'm not a fan, but that's them.
And she also says, welcome back, Johnnie Parker. There we go. So how you doing, man?
I'm blessed, man. I'm doing real good, man, in good health. And I'm just happy and blessed to be alive and be here.
Nice.
Everything.
And thank you for allowing us to be here and set up shop, man.
No problem, man. I'm happy to have you guys here. I'm thankful to have a place to have you guys here, man. So,
you don't just have a place. Look, this is an inspirational place. Like I was telling him earlier, I'm not a big basketball guy myself. Actually doing it, I'm like, man, I want to take a few shots and handle him.
Yeah, that's the whole.
Like,
point.
yeah, this is an inspiring place right here. So
the vibe was right.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, man. So, just tell everyone about the YEMA Center and what made you start this. How long have you been doing this now?
This is going on 3 years now. It's crazy. Felt like just yesterday, but you know, I was at Webster Groves. I was starting my youth programs, and COVID kind of shut us down, and I was blessed to kind of find this place, man. Me and a good buddy of mine, Brandon Kennard, we were able to find this place and turn it into something.
And it's funny how you brought up Brandon Kennard because he was a previous guest on our show about a year or so ago. Great guy. I've known him since our early days of playing softball on Sunday nights.
Really? Oh, that's
yeah.
What's up.
So he's a very good dude. So how do y'all, link up and everything?
Well, we both were coaching at Webster at the time.
Okay.
And so I had met him at Webster, and I knew we had some of the similar ideas. We were working with kids and stuff like that. And during the pandemic, he was using this place first, and he was like, man, I just got a small gym I use on the south side. Maybe we can, get some things going for the kids. And I was also looking for a gym to to get my son going, keep him going during the pandemic and stuff. So I came by and saw it, and I instantly fell in love with it.
Nice, nice. So I know that you have had in the past some events, and we talked about things briefly before the show and everything. But you've had like some live runs, something like this. You had men's night, or older men's leagues and everything like that. Just tell us about those experiences that you brought to the YEMA Center.
Well, before I even fix this place up, I can't keep the men out of here, man. They've been very beneficial to the YEMA Center. They come and they're really like my mentors for the kids. And while I was trying to fix this place up, everything was closed, so they needed a place to where they can get some conditioning in and get some runs in. And I was pretty much one of the only places open in town, to be truthful. And guys came from all over, and they were actually in here playing while I was trying to fix up the place. And I told them, I was like, yo, I got stuff everywhere, just give me a day or two. And they was like, no, we'll play around it. And I was like, what? Yeah, so they were in here, and the men have been good, and they've been coming back and helping out and showing their support.
That's what's up. And then also you've been having the youth come over, and y'all had teaching them classes, teaching them drills and everything like that. So tell us about that experience.
Well, that experience, I had also a couple of my Webster guys come in and do a few camps, hoops and beyond, and brought some kids over. I'm always big with teaming up with brothers and putting on for each other and putting on for the city. So Hoops and Beyond came over, and we did a big event, and they came over and they talked about health and mental health awareness and stuff like that, and other programs, and it was good, man. We just been rolling.
That's what's up, man. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. And we brought up earlier just about all the canvases and paintings and everything. So just tell us about the inspiration of you wanting to bring this to the gym.
I wanted to do something different. I just didn't want 4 white walls in here. I wanted to have something where, when people come over, they're inspired, and give them something to look at when they work out and they play ball and stuff. So I really started off trying to do just a small Kobe Bryant tribute. And I was online looking for stuff, and friends were sending me different things, and it just started happening, through and I'm real particular about certain things. I'm an OG, I'm old school, so I wanted the right stuff to be in here. I just wasn't picking just anything. So things that inspire me, and hopefully that I can just push it back down on kids, and they keep inspiring.
Now, I know one thing that you talked about earlier in regards to the post is, airing it all out, keeping it 100. So I know you said something before about you may not have as many people here in the gym anymore. Can you further elaborate?
Well, my place is really not that big. It's really set up for training and individual workouts and stuff like that. And me personally, I'm not in this. It's not a money grabber at all. This is something from the heart. This is something organic and original. And I put my heart behind it. So I really want it to mean something to people. So I do a lot of word of mouth, family to family. Sometimes I promote out, but a lot of my customers and stuff that I do is word of mouth, and it's the right people, and it's the right people that want to be here. And one of my things is, this I'm not for everyone, but the right people that want to be here and want my assistance and my guidance and my leadership, they come in and they excel.
Nice. So, and like you said, man, just about bringing in the right people, touching the right ones who really, you will feel very inspired. And I got to tell you, myself, you inspire me to get like canvases around, like in my house and everything. Because like a whole lot has changed in our lives since the last time we seen each other. Like I got married, my life has changed. Things have gotten so big with, what you're doing here at the YEMA Center. And one of the things that had my attention was when I saw Baller's Life posted a video, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's official, because Jason Tatum's father Justin was here, and other guys, other OGs, and you balling yourself. So when that video came out, how did it make you feel to get that exposure for the YEMA Center?
Like I said, my heart is behind this, man. So I was ecstatic. I was happy, and that was actually one of the last times that I played personally.
Okay.
And I'm getting of age. My body is not the same, but I wanted to get out here and have that experience with the guys, and the right group, the right guys came, and Baller's Life they wanted to do a OG coaches run. So a bunch of guys that I grew up with and I played with, somehow we're all coaching now, and now we just don't have to coach. I can get out here and I can show you if you don't, if you can't take, what I'm saying. So,
right.
We still got it in us. So.
Don't believe me, just watch.
yeah, just watch, bro. So we still had it in us, and we were here at this gym, and actually Justin sat right over there underneath his son picture, on the Jason picture, and that was a good experience to see.
Nice. Yeah, I was definitely like, man, that's dope getting, the media to come on out and see what you got going on. It's always just good to see something that you invested in, something that came from the bottom up in regards to just the mindset, and then seeing it put into fruition, and then seeing the rewards.
Yeah, man, I have to sit and remind myself that I'm a business owner. I'm running a business here.
Right.
It's like this is not just for fun or anything like that. I kind of started off just trying to, have a gym for my son, but I'm actually a business owner. So, running it like it's a business, but also not making it seem like, oh, you're just trying to get everybody money and you're not offering anything. No, I want to make sure that, I'm doing small groups to where, I can touch every kid. It's not like 50 kids in here at one time. And, and I'm just really about touching kids and getting them to understand and listen to me.
I see someone that you may know leaving a comment, Jaden Parker. Who was that?
That's my baby. Everybody keeps saying I can't say he's my baby.
It is what it is, right? I'm sure he's definitely your huge motivation for everything that you do.
Yes, he is. He was actually born premature. He was 1 pound 8 ounces. He could fit in my hand when he was born. But I'm a big believer in the Lord, and he wanted him to come early. He was strong. He really didn't have any serious problems. He was just ready to come early and get started in his world. And
that's something I also wanted to bring up, something that I was impressed with. For those who may not remember, but probably about a good year and a half or so ago, I did a live broadcast here where we had a tournament.
Yep.
And it had the professional commentator. What was the name? Tell me again.
Randy.
Coach Randy.
I was going to.
There we go. But yeah, he did an incredible job. It was the hoop fire.
He's down at Mizzou and stuff now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an incredible experience. And shout out to Coach Mike on YouTube, showing you love, the fire emojis.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, please.
So. There you go. Subscribe right now. Click on that bell. All that good stuff right now on the platform, Sports Talk Show. But one of the things that I took away from it was how you had everyone right here at half court. Like, before we get into anything, we're gonna pray first.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. So, like, is that something that you always just wanted to do? Something that's always been in you? Just tell us about that.
Yeah, that's from my background. One thing, my family comes from. We come from Kinloch, Missouri. Oh, breaking the chair. We come from Kinloch, Missouri, and my family's real big into the gospel and in praying. We're prayer warriors, and I always kind of have that in my mind and in my background. One time, professionally, I went over to China, and we went with this guy named Cyril White with "To God Be the Glory." And every game we went to, he had the Bible out during our timeouts at halftime. And during our halftime, he always get a scripture from the Bible, and he has he put into form the word what's going on in the game, you
Right.
know, and what would the Lord want us to see. And I just thought that was amazing and motivating. And now that I have this place, you know, I'm just so thankful. And I just want to make sure that, you know, especially because they were men, I wanted to have that type of atmosphere. I wanted them to know that, you know, the Lord is with us at all time, and we're in here having a good time. So no crazy business or whatever,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? So put us in the right type of spirit and mindset to, you know, to play ball and, you know, have a good time.
Any questions?
You know, I'm just listening. Like I said, you know, I always like to be in places where you know, just inspiring and seeing like places that the, you know, youth get a
Yes.
chance to go to. You know, that seems to be a reoccurring theme with like a lot of the guests that we have here, where it's always somebody who's doing something to give back and letting the next generation of kids, you know, have a place to go to. So, you know, like I said, I'm here listening. I'm in awe.
Yeah, if we can just get them to listen the right way and take what we're saying into context and to use it really in their life. That's what it's really about. So some kids are going one ear out the other, but I was that kid where I was searching and really wanted that mentor and wanted that father figure. And whatever you would have told me, I would have put it into context. I'd get right on it. You know, so I'm really expecting that from a lot of kids, and to just take it in.
Mhm.
I'm sure you have a few that, you know, you probably have the ones that don't always listen, but I'm sure you have the few that are here like as soon as you open up the doors to the point where you close up the doors. So just know, I'm sure,
Yes.
you know, you touching those kids and that, you know, it's leaving a lasting impression on them. So, you know, that's going to be with them forever. And hopefully they'll be the people who are doing this for the next generation.
Yes. It's like I said, it's the right kids. You can't touch everybody. I can't be everywhere at once, but the right kids that are in my vicinity that I can touch that wants to be a part of what I'm doing, they usually excel.
That's dope, man. So do you feel that people, you know, cause like to me, I have to say, if I haven't said it before, but you're definitely a legend here in St. Louis. I'm not sure if a lot of people, you know, have given you the flower that you deserve. You know what I'm saying? From what you did doing this time, winning a state championship at Webster Groves, man. Just tell us about that picture. And I know that you had to be living the high life. You weren't even in college yet, you know,
No.
but just tell us about that time frame, winning the championship, playing back then the 4A. You got the J's of the Concords on.
Sure.
You were
Sure.
doing the little Jordan
I had to.
leg band,
I had
everything.
to.
But just tell us about that period and realizing that you were at that time a state champion.
Where did I start? I have to start where, you know, with my family and my mom first. Um, six of us, 5 boys and 1 girl,
Wow.
single mom. And, you know, we kind of began living on the south side city area, and we weren't really doing too well with a single parent. I remember those days where kerosene heaters and stuff like that, man, and cold in the winter and stuff, not having heat, worrying about the electricity being on and stuff like that. And my mom always leaned on me. I'm the oldest, so I had to be the strongest in the house, to be truthful. But I'm from the area where we grew up shooting on the milk carton crates and stuff like that. And one Christmas, I don't know how, but a family got our name in the church box, and they came out and helped us for Christmas. And you know, I don't want to give names, but it's Mr. Holly, because I'm so thankful for him. It's Mr. Tom Holly. He used to own Grandpa Pigeon's
Okay, yeah.
department stores and stuff like that. And he came down and he was dressed up as Santa Claus, came in with his family with gifts and stuff like that, man. And I mean, it was just amazing. They really came in and they brought the spirit of the Lord with them. And you could tell, like, these are good people, you know. And throughout the years, whatever, they stayed in touch with us and invited us out to their house for Memorial. I think it was like Memorial Day or something like that. And I'm out in the front playing basketball against my brothers and the neighborhood kids, just destroying them. And Mr. Holly seen me, came out, took us to the golf course and introduced us to a few other fellas. and they were some Webster Groves guys. And he was like, you know, you want to play basketball? And I was like, well, yeah, but I'm only in like 6th grade, 5th grade or whatever. What do you mean? They got teams? He was like, yeah, well, they have teams for you to play on. And I'm like, well, yeah, I want to play. And went back to the house, and I was like, Mama, you know, I'm on a team. She was like, what team are you on? So he was like, yeah, you know, he's going to be on the team. Don't worry about anything. These are the practice days. We're going to be down and pick him up. And just in the midst of that talking, the mom was just like, you know, what's your name again? And all of this. And she was like, oh my God, I used to tutor your dad. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, I used to tutor your dad in at SLU. And I was like, oh my God. So after all these years, this family got my family and helped us out and kind of gave us a push. And it set me on my path. These men were coming down to pick me up for practice, and we were practicing out in Webster. And when they come down to get me and take me out to Webster, and I'm looking out the window and I'm like, wow, it's green out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is a good area, man. Damn, I wish I lived out here, man. Look at this. Look at these houses and stuff. And we always practice out. You know, they had access to the high school and stuff like that. And as I'm practicing in the high school, I'm looking around and they don't have any championships. You know what I'm saying? And
inspiration. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what was going on. I'm just looking in the high school. You know, they don't have no championships and stuff in here. And now it's time. I'm in 8th grade by now, trying to figure out going to high school. I was in the DSED program, going out to Chesterfield. Okay. And I was set to go to Lafayette. And I hated that DSED. I hated that ride, man. I ain't like that ride, to be truthful. But my mom was blessed to get a better job, and somehow we got a house in Webster, and my life shot up. My life shot up. I always wanted to go to a good area of school, especially a school where I can walk to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I for some reason, I just wanted that. And Webster provided that for me. And moved my family out of the city to a better area. And I was able to walk to school, and I was set. I've always been set on basketball. It's always been a part of my life, but I was set to really do some stuff. And being in that area really motivated me to win. So, you know, that's you know, when I see that picture, I just always think of my story, and it's just like, damn, how did I get there? And, yeah, Webster is just you know, it was just a really special place. You know, Webster's they had one of the first Black accredited high schools there. Okay. There in Webster and in Rock Hill area. So, you know, it's a bunch of African American kids throughout the city were traveling to Webster to go to school back in the day and stuff like that. And found that out, and in the area of Rock Hill, that's in Webster, which is the predominantly Black area. A lot of families owned the houses over there, so they had a lot of good African American people that's in that area, you know, and they were athletes too. You know how we get down, right? You know, right. So Webster always had that you know that backbone with having a few good athletes, and mixed in with the city kids coming in, you know. So I don't know.
And who would you say were some of your inspirations in regards to, like, maybe professional basketball players or other players around the local area that you picked up some of their game and wanted to incorporate that with your game?
My inspiration was Jordan.
I was about to say, you got like 15.
Yeah. My inspiration was Jordan, man. There was something about that dude, something about watching him and the way he inspired me, and just to play and to just be better every day, and to show, you know, just show what I can do on the court, and just watching his videos, watching his stories. And I'm a real big documentary type of guy, so I want to know what you've been through.
So I know The Last Dance. You definitely watched that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure. I'm going to dissect it. I'm going to see what you've been through. I'm going to put myself in that experience and try to maneuver my way, either the way you went, or try to, you know, figure out how can I do it, how he did it, or do it better. Sure, I'm on that type of stuff.
Okay, so. Okay. Jordan, brought up once again LeBron and Kobe. Real quick, people always debating about who's like right there. Jordan, is it Kobe? I'm sorry, after Jordan, is it Kobe? Is it LeBron? Who do you say?
Gotta be Kobe.
Mm.
Has to be Kobe. You know, is just a different monster. You know, and even if you can't really hate on him.
Right.
Can't hate on Kobe, you know, and even if you try to hate on him, he's going to do something spectacular right away. Whereas we're like, dang, you know, can't really hate on him like that.
And then also, like you said, man, or leading to saying eventually, but he was like the next player that had that mentality like Jordan. You know, LeBron, one of the greatest, of course, but his skill set is different. Kobe's skill set is right there to Jordan, mentally and the way he played the game.
LeBron, I say, is more like
Magic.
Yeah, he's more like Magic, but he is a different era. It's
Right.
like he's the one that is going to make sure everybody get the money. So
Right.
now it ain't about. It's more than about just loving the game.
But
and all
then
that
now
type
he
of
might
stuff.
end up by the end of the next season. He might be the leading in points in history.
Yeah.
But he's not a scorer.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he's just been around longer though.
Right.
Yeah, but with LeBron, he opened up my mind more to the business side.
Right.
When you know Kobe and LeBron,
Let's all
I'm
eat
all
together.
basketball, whatever. But now with LeBron, it's like, okay, the basketball with the business now. Whoa, okay, a whole nother type of thing. You know? So it's cool.
I feel you with that. Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I'm your boy Smooth. Across the way we have
T-Bone
and special guests we have
your boy Johnnie Parker.
Your boy. We at the YEMA Center. So Hoop Fi. Tell us what Hoop Fi is. What does it represent?
Wow, yeah. Hoop Fi was established when I was at Mizzou. My big bros, one of the reasons why I went to Mizzou. Having a guy like Corey Tate, having a guy like Kelly Thames, having a guy like DB Ray, you know, Tyrone Lee, Albert White, Monty Harts, Doug Smith, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Peeler, Melvin Booker, you know, having big bros like that is one of the reasons why, you know, I went to Mizzou. And during my time there, a bunch of the frats wanted us to join. And I was kind of holding the guys back, like, you know, no, man, that's gonna take away from us. You know, it's cool and all. So we came up with, you know, we Hoop Fi. And I got some T-shirts made, and then, you know, we was repping that around campus, you know, just being goofy. And so it kind of stuck. After I finished playing professionally a little bit, I wanted to I knew I wanted to work with kids, and I wanted to establish a AAU program and kind of like something good for boys, something to where we can establish them, you know, the growth from young men to men. Like, what do we go through in order? How do you determine if you're a man or not? You know, and I wanted to, you know, some bigger than Boy Scouts and stuff like that. I wanted to kind of like have a basketball fraternity to where we can always fall back on, even if it's for jobs or whatever. And when I came back, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep the name Hoop Fi and just try to establish, you know, something working with the youth, the Hoop Fi. So I came up, I stayed with it, and I made my themes be leadership, brotherhood, and unity is what I wanted to teach from, those pinpoints, and also to, you know, teach it on the court, but teach it also off the court. So I'd established it in Los Angeles because I was living in LA at the time, and it really took off, man. You know, I put myself out there. I was able to raise some money for it also, and you know, help some kids out. So now I'm here in St. Louis, and I'm trying to make a Midwest section to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then as you brought the AAU, I know that you had teams going out to, you know, AAU tournaments and stuff like that, right? A certain league that they were in. You had the whole Hoop Fi jerseys, and y'all was doing it up, man. So tell us about that.
I was blessed enough. I was coaching at Beverly Hills High School, and a bunch of the parents got together, and they wanted me to kind of do some extra training. So I was over at the Jewish Center in Beverly Hills.
Don't tell Stan that. Stan loves the Jewish league.
Yeah, I was over at that Jewish Center, man. I rented out the gym there, and I had a bunch of kids come out, and You know, we started doing training, and you know, growing up here in the Midwest, I'm very familiar with AAU is, the real AAU. You know, don't get me talking. The real AAU, and you know, playing in it, I kind of knew the atmosphere already. So, you know, I was already ready for it. So just putting the team in there, it wasn't nothing new to me. You know, I was born for it. I come from it. So it was easy for me to, you know, establish a program, put teams in it, and try to get them looks.
Now, I mean, you said now, you know, air it out. We'll keep it 100. So
Yeah.
you said the real AAU. So elaborate.
Well, you know, a lot of these things are just money grabbers.
Yes,
You know,
true.
so they, you know, a lot of these tournaments and stuff, they're looking for parents that don't know no better. You know, and there are certain tournaments, there are certain things that, you know, you should be at and you should pay for or whatever, but everything you shouldn't have to pay for, and is really nonsense. So I'm a real big advocate in, you know, trying to do things the right way and not taking advantage of people, you know. And I don't know, there's a really good book out that's called Play Their Hearts Out by George Dorman. And it takes, if you read it, it takes you through a coach and a kid and all the little obstacles they had to go through in order to try to get this kid a scholarship and possibly pro. You know, and I'm hearing you with all these NIL deals and everything, man. This shit is like the Wild Wild West out here right now.
Right.
So, you know, you as a parent, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. This is not just about fun and games anymore. You know, this is serious business. You know, and you have to know where you want to start with this, or if you want to keep it going. You know, and you got to know all the moving pieces behind it.
It's funny how you brought that up in regards to the NIL. We'll go ahead and start with that now. One of the biggest topics over the last year now. How would you have fared, you think, if NIL and transfer portal was around when you played?
I would have took advantage of it, for sure. I would have took full advantage of it. And to be truthful, for a player like me and my experience and what I've been through, I needed that, to be truthful. I needed that. And I wasn't sure, and I didn't have the confidence or the mentor behind me that can get me to understand that at the time. And with this transfer portal, it gives you extra help. It gives you another look. You know, every place is not for you. And I should be able to take my talents where somebody really is going to use me. And that's how I see it. If y'all not going to use me right here, maybe, you know, I can go over here and I shouldn't be held hostage to this, you know, when this is a better situation for me. And I don't want to be penalized either, you know.
And I'm glad you brought up, because that's been one of our, you know, biggest talking points about the transfer portal. Is you have certain kids who feel like, well, if you ain't gonna play me, I'm gonna just leave like that, you know. And it's a gift and a curse kind of thing to me, because I feel like, well, what happened to the, you know, stick with it, grind, you know, especially let's say if it's something that
You get taken advantage of.
Okay.
You get taken advantage of.
Yeah, and they only have a limited amount of time to be able to showcase their talents before that expiration date hits. So,
or the next person steps up the very next year.
Some coaches are just trying to fill their roster, Playboy. They're just trying to fill their roster, so they really don't have a plan for you. To be truthful, they're happy that you're there. Now I don't have to go try to recruit a player for. I got to keep 12. I only got 10 or 11, so I need to have this. But
and as a player, I assume it's the same in basketball. Well, you got 5 years of eligibility in total, or is it 4?
4. But you can use that extra year to graduate.
Okay, so yeah, so NFL or NC for football, it's 5, right? 5 years that they have. Basketball is 4. But either way, you got 4 years.
Shit, right now it's like they got 6. Guys been in school.
Yeah, you got so many guys who like red shirt and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have that much time before. Like, if you're not getting the maximum out of this, you know, where the situation that you at, like if you stay there, like, and nothing changes, you've wasted 2 years of that 4 that you basically got. So
say it again.
That's me.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like it would make total sense for players to be able to just go ahead and, you know, change the situation. Like, So of all the stuff that we talked about with college, that's the type of thing that didn't make sense for me, because like, you know how I always bring up the comparisons of the band. If I'm in the band at one school and I'm not getting the scholarship that I want, or if I'm, you know, not getting the parts that I want, I can go to another school. Like, nobody's holding me back. No, there's no list that says, nah, you got to sit out a year before you can go. Like, I can go and change my scholarship however I want. But like, if you're an athlete, you know how it was before, it's like they're trying to own your experience there, and that was never fair.
So to me, it's saying two things about the NCAA. If you are a player, one is saying "F you," I'm gonna do me. Two, there's no loyalty.
There shouldn't be, though.
Who looking for? What do you mean loyalty? Where?
Like, so you sign a contract. I mean, not a contract. You get a scholarship. You know, the intention should be to hope that you play at least, you know, a couple of years, unless you just so gifted where you leave after one season, which I feel like there needs to be a change with the draft. Like, there should be an open to allow guys who leave to high school to go to the pros, you know, because it's an adult decision. I feel that should come back. But then I feel like if you do stay, you should at least be there for at least 2 years, at least, you know what I'm saying? But without that being said, overall, it just looks like you can't trust no one. You can't, you know what I'm saying?
I think the loyalty's for fans, though. The loyalty's really for fans. Like, if you're a player, you're there for a purpose. Either you're there and you know, okay, look, I have a certain amount of skills where I can come here and I can contribute to a college team. I'm probably not going to go pro, but I'm going to at least use this so I can graduate and go on to do other things.
Okay.
Or you're going to try to become a professional player.
Let me say this. To your loyalty stuff. So I stayed loyal and stayed all four, graduated, and got pushed out with nothing. Okay, you got a degree. Okay,
and it goes back because the loyalty goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying it's pretty much gone now. Cause I'm thinking about it like, you got people who have came to your house, going to your games. You know, you saying I want to bring my mom out the hood. You know, whatever it is. You know, that mentality that you have before you go to a big college. So that's where you would think back then that the initial loyalty started, because you have a team who came out and recruited you. That's the part of the recruitment process, right?
Can't they cut you though at the same time?
I'm saying, but you know, you still sign.
That's their job. They got paid to do that. They got paid to do that, man.
Got
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Well, like I said,
the NCAA has
I mean, it really ain't never been there to be truthful. Like
got you.
Be 100.
But they basically have a monopoly on the situation. Like, if you're trying to become a professional athlete, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go to a college to play the sport, so you can get the look, so you can get the experience on, you know, that next level, so you can get to that to the pros. But I mean, absent of somewhere else, unless you're gonna go to another country, you don't really have, like, you're not just gonna sit there and graduate high school and say, all right, I'm not gonna go to college and I'll just wait for them to come to my house and watch me play in my backyard. Like, you're probably not going to do that. So there's no other options, and they know that.
Man, they got to go get the best players. Period. They looking for the best. They ain't looking for little John them down the street. They looking for the best players. So where have this coach been through my whole process of me trying to get good, trying to get better and be great? Now they coming to capitalize off my situation. What are we talking about here?
Miss Williams says she agreed. Loyalty goes both ways. If the coach recruits a player, they ensure the player gets some game time. Thoughts on that?
Yeah,
it sounds good.
Yeah, but what you coming to get me for?
Yeah,
if you're not gonna play me. But like I said, sometimes they just trying to fill a spot, feel a what if.
And you're not the only person. Like, you could be a power forward, and they could be coming to recruit you, but they also recruiting another one too.
Yeah, for sure.
So
which one of y'all gonna choose?
Yeah, next thing you know, y'all being played against each other. So
right.
somebody gonna win and somebody gonna lose in that situation.
Sure.
Totally get it, man. And your thoughts on the NIL?
I think it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? The guys will be able to make some money right now while they're in school and maybe save some money. My thing is what I was just saying, man, that gives them the opportunity. What if they don't go pro? At least they got a little bit of money in their pocket to where you can send them on their way and start their life. I don't agree with a player that stayed all 4 years, graduated, you give them a degree and you still got to go and defend for yourself. It's like that, you know, shit, we went to the tournament a few times. I've been on TV a few times. Like, I deserve something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those players, they need to get, give them something to start their life or send them on their way. Everybody's not going pro.
I mean, I got to go with there is the one thing that players get that nobody else gets.
What's that?
To graduate with debt free. Like, if you got a scholarship, and you know, as far as before the NIL, if you got a scholarship, you got recruited to play, you got a scholarship, you graduate. We're talking about the non-professional players, the ones who aren't going to the NBA. You got a scholarship, you graduate with no debt. You have visibility as far as people at least knowing who you are. So at least if you're in that general area, you have a little bit more name recognition than somebody else who's graduating. And, you know, remember, if you're a basketball player, football player, y'all recruited to recruit other people to pay the tuition to that school. So I'm just saying, like, to graduate with no debt versus somebody graduating with a lot of debt, like, y'all winning in the situation.
You still got to go find a job. You still got to pay bills.
That's
you
true.
Still have to, like.
But that's true. But would you rather graduate with zero debt to that school or graduate with $40,000 worth of debt to that school?
I want to graduate with some money in my pocket.
I mean, if that's not an option, I mean, but again, NIL helps that. But I'm talking about before. Yeah, but I'm saying, but before that, like, the players already benefited in that way. You know, I always bring up the band. Like, the band don't get the full scholarships.
What kid and athlete is worrying about debt right now?
Look, not worrying about it. I mean, but I'm saying if you graduate,
that's not on their mind.
It might not be at the time, but 10 years later, you can't tell me you don't look back and say, well, I mean,
but they're getting TV deals, they're getting all type of deals out of the situation that's going on off your back. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of transaction that's going on that you don't know about that people are capitalizing on.
I have a pretty good idea. Look, the NIL.
Who's working in their degree right now? Not too many people are even like in the field.
That's true.
Degree.
But look, I'm just to be clear, I'm for the NIL. I'm completely for that. I'm just saying to say that the players didn't get anything out of the situation. Like, players graduate with an advantage that other people who go to that college don't get.
You just saying that because maybe you were one of the guys that had to pay to go to school. So it's different. It's different.
I understand.
Mindset.
I'm just looking at the bigger picture. Like, when you look at players are recruited, they get full scholarships.
Give me the 40 grand debt, but give me 100 grand to send me on my way so I can pay part of that 40 grand. Now I'm cool with still 60 or something where I can go do my life with, bro.
That's fair.
What we doing?
That's
what
fair.
We talking about here? You know what I'm saying? So
and that's why it's cool to have this conversation with someone who's been there. You know, I mean, because you were too and goes to in the band, but you know, still that's still an opportunity for you to make money. You know, if the NIL is developed before.
I'm for the NIL.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know, I don't think that I always say that, you know, I don't think it would have ever been up to the schools to have to pay for the players because the players already get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give a bigger picture though, I've always said that the way that players should be able to get paid is if college tuition were free. If public college tuition were free, then that would open up the door for players to get paid because now there's no other type of exchange that's being made between the players and the schools.
It's almost like the mind game that they want you to believe in so that I can believe in that I don't need to get paid. I'm getting something out of it. I'm getting a degree. So I don't need to get any money or anything like that.
All I'm saying is that there's an exchange, right? There is some type of exchange. Whether you're saying that it's a fair exchange or not, there is an exchange. If public college tuition were free, right, which it should be, if public college tuition were free, there's no exchange. Therefore, the players have something of worth that they're not getting. They're not, there's a reason for them to be able to get paid at that point.
Yeah.
And it's to me, that's more justifiable because now we're in a better system for everybody because nobody else is being recruited to that school to pay tuition to give other people a scholarship and then try to say that we should pay those people on top of it. So that's all. That's the only argument I've ever made is that this whole system in itself is messed up in the way that it is right now.
A lot of college athlete graduates, when they graduate, they end up back home with mom and dad.
I believe it. I don't disagree.
Yeah, but this is definitely why I want to have this conversation with someone who, been there in regards to in college, play at a top 5 conference school at the time, and just see how you would feel about NIL and transfer portal. Someone who I know while he was a head coach, looks like to me you were close to Conzo Martin. He was let go last season from Mizzou. He hasn't had a new job yet, but what were your thoughts about Mizzou letting him go after last season?
Conzo is a good dude, man. He's a good dude. And while I was living in LA, he was coaching at Cal. So I was in touch with him when he was out there. Also, he was recruiting one of my kids that I had out in Cali. But I think he served his time. I think I always think like he could have did more. He could have did more. Every coach that's been there could have done more, to be truthful. But I think he gave it a good try. I don't, you never know what people. He could have other intentions, other ideals, or other directions he wanted to go. But I thought he could have did more, a little bit more here in St. Louis. I don't know, all the situations or whatever, but I really wish he would put more energy into getting Courtney when Courtney was here.
You had his father on as a guest about a year and a half ago too.
Yeah, kind of wish he would have went. I wish the young fella from Vashon would have went. Both of them. I know Mario went and did his own thing, but
Cam,
wish they would have went too. So, and one of the reasons why I wanted to be what you was just saying there, that I wanted to kind of change the narrative there. So I was kind of real stuck on that, and I was real big on having my family, my mom, close to where they can come and see me. But I originally should have went to either Syracuse or Cincinnati.
Wow, Big East at the time, right?
Yeah. That's where I was going to go. And Norm came and swooped me off my feet. But Conzo, I think he did good. I really liked his staff that they was there. I wish he would have had a couple more years. I thought I was. Every time I reached back to Mizzou and I started getting in good and started figuring out, then the coach gone.
Do you feel that once the NIL and transfer portal start getting bigger and bigger, that maybe Conzo wasn't adjusting to the times, and maybe the success or lack of started getting worse and worse at Mizzou each year?
I can see that, but I can't speak on it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the details, but it seemed like they were kind of flat, kind of like stuck.
Yeah.
And then they wasn't going up, they wasn't going down.
And especially after the first year, when you had, Michael Porter Jr., you had,
that was unfortunate.
This guy here, you had Jonte Porter, you had, Tillman, you came in hot, but then it's like, after that, you had bad luck, and then people start leaving.
I was living in Cali, but I was here, and I went to the game Michael Porter was supposed to play.
Iowa.
And
Iowa
he hurt
State.
himself.
Yeah.
And came out and was like, why he ain't playing? And like, nobody didn't know why he wasn't playing. And I just thought that was so sad. That was really bad luck, man. And it was like you could tell the energy was high.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was in the gym. I was like, okay, this is it. And he didn't play. It's been down here ever since.
Do you feel like there's some kind of like, how for a long time the Boston Red Sox had like a curse going on? Do you feel like there's something like that going on in Mizzou? Because there's been so many decades of like something is always happening, like the Cowboys now. But like something is always going on that we can't get over the hump because of maybe a bad play like Tyus Edney.
Yeah.
Then you got Michael Porter Jr. getting hurt. Then the next year, Jonte got hurt.
Yep.
then you got these guys leaving because they, whatever. It's like it's something that always stops the program from getting to a higher level.
Not 100% sure what it is, but it is
It's
a
something
feeling
there.
like that. Yeah, it's something there, man. And there's been multiple people with that type of with attitude, like, oh, I want to be the nerd, I want to change.
Yeah.
I think even Ricardo Rose said that when he went up there. I want to be the guy, I want to be the one to change and get other guys up here. I think it could have been the same with Mario. It looked like he wanted to be the guy too.
Right.
And it just, I don't know. It don't work out.
Question from Ms. Williams. She asked, do athletic scholarships cover expenses like books?
I didn't have to pay for nothing.
And then when you went to college, did you have aspirations to go to the NBA?
Good questions. Me personally, yes and no. Yes and no. The NBA was never my goal. That was it was there, but it wasn't like I'm playing basketball so I can go to the NBA or no. It was really done for the love of the game, like all the way. I love this game. It's been a blessing to me. I've been doing it practically all my life, and all my blessings really come from this game, to be truthful. The people that I meet and been introduced to and still know to this day, some people that I know even in Europe, is all because of this game. And I just wanted to make some money from it. It didn't have to be $1 million, where everybody not fortunate, but it's like I wanted to make something from it. And whatever it is, that getting that first dollar, getting that first dollar is like, oh my God, it's a feeling like no other. It's like, wow, you guys really gonna pay me for something that I love to do, just shooting this basketball stuff. And I mean, it feels good, man. There's no feeling like it.
That explains a lot. When I was in Puerto Rico last week, we were in the airport overnight, and there was these two guys who you just look at them, you're like, I'm sure you play basketball. Actually, no, the giveaway was the fact that they were bouncing the basketball in the airport over at security. I'm like, and it turned out these two, I guess they had been recruited to play professionally in Puerto Rico, like right out of high school. So like how you just said, like getting that first dollar, you could tell in their reaction. This is like 3:00 in the morning. They just like, oh,
it's addictive, man. It's addictive.
Spinning it.
Do you feel like that mentality that you were just sharing about the love of the game is being lost now to this new generation of players?
They like it. They don't really love it. I don't think they know how to love it, to be truthful. And they're so stuck on the video highlights and everything like that.
Social media.
Yeah, they're so stuck on that they don't really know the background and the aspirations and energy that you got to have in order to really play this game and show that you really love it and that you're in tune to what's going on. And it's like, you got guys, they'll walk around and sit and wait until they turn and try to get a dunk or do a move or whatever. And it really sucks because it's tearing the game up. Being able to play the right way and being able to get something out of the game. I always say this game is a true definition of who you are as a person. I can tell who you are, your personality and stuff, but the way you play, how you shoot, how you run and stuff like that, I can see who you are through the way you play. And that's just, I think out of any sport, basketball, you can truly tell a person's personality. And, it's lost. It's like cartoonish right now, so.
I think probably generationally, it's probably just different that like your 100% love of the sport and their 100% love is different to where their 100% is probably like, it might be 50% for you, but
they don't understand why I would run through the wall.
Yeah.
They'll stop. I'm going to run through that wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give myself up for the good of the team and for the win, for sure, all day. all day.
Do you feel like when you're looking at younger players and you just see them out there playing, do you feel like there's stuff that's just, I don't know, like lost in translation from stuff would have been done in the 2000s or the 90s or maybe even the 80s a certain way?
Hard work.
Yeah, well, I mean, but even like in a game where y'all know why you did something, and then they may see it on a highlight and just think, "Oh, I'm gonna try to do that," and it doesn't really make sense for the situation that's going on in the game based on their natural instincts.
What's missing is just hard work, the extra effort,
Heart.
yeah, that you get from the game that you can take off the court with you into your real life. That part is missing, and my mom made me work hard. So when I step on the court, that's easy. That's a part of me to work hard and make an extra effort. And my thing was when I know that my mom, my aunties and stuff, my uncle, they in the crowd watching. Oh, I gotta put on. I gotta put on. My mama there, somebody there watching me. When I know they're there, I gotta work. I gotta put on. So there's not gonna be a play where I'm lagging off. My mama's there.
Once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show, your Wednesday night sports delight. Hope you are enjoying this incredible interview. We're broadcasting live from the YEMA Center. T-Bone, let everybody know where they can find us at, man.
Oh, well, some of y'all probably listening on Hot 365, but you can listen to Hot 365 Radio. You can also catch us on Roku. Usually we have the replay on the show posted slightly after the show is over. But, we're on Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show, Twitter at 314 Sports Talk. And, right here, many of y'all probably watching on YouTube. And for those of y'all still listening out there, please go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hit that
bell.
That's right, because when we go live, you will be
notified.
That's right. And also send some emails to us, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. Don't forget, first Wednesday of the month, we have Ladies Night. They're going to be back. They're going to be saying some great stuff. And, you never know who might pop up around Ladies Night, too.
And matter of fact, last week's show was incredible. Shouts out to the ladies. Bunny, Joe held that down with the special guest, Brittany Willis. Incredible interview. So shouts out to her.
Yeah, and while we got Ladies Night, the last Wednesday of the month, we got the Man Cave. So, I'll be around for that. You'll have the rest of us on the panel as well. And again, you never know who our special guest might be. Last month, we had the XFL head coach.
Yes.
I mean,
Anthony Beck. Yes.
That's right. So, I mean, again, you never know who's going to pop up on the show. And we want to be here and we want y'all to be, support us. Follow us, like us, subscribe, do all that.
All that fun stuff. So, Johnny, you were telling me that you have a fundraiser going on.
Oh yeah, man. It's a YEMA Center fundraiser. Just put a little GoFundMe page together, man. We're always looking for extra programming here at the YEMA Center. We need extra help working with kids. I've been doing a lot of this work myself, and I have a real special shout out for my guy Ben Parimba with the Parimba Group. He owns a couple of blocks over on the south side. He's been doing a really good job, and he's been coming down, helping out at the YEMA Center, man, and spreading the word. And I mean, really, really special, really, really, really special guy, man. I love him and his family, and they've been real good.
Nice. So, we are in definitely South County. Do you stay in the area?
I'm between here and Webster.
Okay. Because I know for us.
Yeah, man, it's deep south.
It's a drive.
Yeah, not too many people come this deep south, man. But I love it. It's very exclusive. I'm a real private, exclusive type of person, man. When I do things, so it keeps a lot of the riffraff out, and the people that don't supposed to be over here, or you're not coming over here. So it's really been good for me.
And T-Bone was saying, like, I had no idea about this spot and this area and the whole nine. But also what I know this area, just in general for you and I, T-Bone, we had this discussion before the show, is that like my grandparents, much love to Leroy and Bonita Saunders. My grandparents, they over in Jefferson Barracks. I know T-Bone, you have.
My grandparents are over there. So I have a grandmother, grandfather, and another grandmother over there. So, yeah, It's
And my grandfather, Oliver Williams.
Nice.
Over here.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, you know, coming out here definitely is touching, you know, just to be in this area and to just, you know, drive by and be able to see, you know, your loved ones. And definitely I got to come back personally just to spend time with them. And you know, for those who haven't just had the opportunity just to spend some time with your loved ones who passed away, you know, just stop by the cemetery and, you know, just take time and just let it all out. That may be the best thing that, you know, you may need. You know, therapy comes in all kinds of different ways. So take advantage of it. Show love to those who, you know, helped you grow to where, you know, you are right now. But once again, we're here at the YEMA Center. Incredible place. Might have to shoot a little bit of hoops a little bit after after the show. But let's get right into coaching. I saw last year that while he was the head coach at Kirkwood, he was with Jimmy McKinney.
Yep.
How was that experience? And are you still with them now, or what are you doing now?
Actually, Jimmy left. He left me. He got another job, but you know, it's really been a blessing. I've been over at Kirkwood. This is my second year.
Okay.
You know, it's really interesting that, you know, I go over to the rival high school, but I've always been interested in, you know, the Kirkwood area, the community, and it's similar to Webster, where I grew up. Yeah, but they were the rivalry, and I was always curious about how they do things, and how they do things at the high school. So now I get the opportunity to go over and mentor and work with the kids and try to, you know, just another way I'm giving back. It's on a high school level. I enjoy working with high school kids also, and you know, just trying to, you know, get his game back to them, and hopefully they can win and take it with them.
And that's Jimmy McKinney. Should have been a Viking. Should have been a Viking. You know where you were.
He did right.
You know where you were.
He did right going to the V, baby.
You know where you were supposed to be. Gonna go for middle school and then leave.
I think everybody at the V supposed to be something else.
Man, hey, you know what? That's a tease for next week. I can't say anything yet until the promo is out. But it's a tease.
Oh, there we go.
So definitely stay tuned for next week's show. That's definitely a tease.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I feel like even like, you know, with you, when I saw you go to Mizzou, then I saw Jimmy McKinney go to Mizzou, I'm like, okay, I look forward to seeing these games and seeing y'all, you know, make things happen, and it just didn't happen.
Norm was my guy. Norm came and recruited me. He actually came to my house, and my mom made chicken wings that day. And she made some fire hot wings, man, and Norm came in and ate them all. To be truthful, before I was talking to the assistant coaches, and he was at the table with my brothers and them, and they ate all the wings up from me, man. And, you know, he came in and he was like, you know, I'm not promising you anything, you know, but I do believe that you can get up here and you can work, and you can earn your position, and you can get to the next level, and I'm going to help you get to the next level. And him saying that, he made it sound like my mom, something that she would say. And I was all in with Norm at the time, man. And he was, I went up there at the time. Kelly Thames was a senior.
We had him as a guest on the show too.
Yeah, Kelly Thames was a senior. Corey Tate had just graduated, but he was still up there. And those guys, DB Lee, Tyrone Lee, man, they were like my big bros. And I'm the oldest of 6, so I was always looking for that type of big brother, you know, mentor type of situation, man. And I didn't have to ask; they stepped right up, and they were that for me. So that really, you know, caught my attention for me to go to Mizzou, and it was that brotherhood atmosphere. And of course, Norm left. Bad situation with Norm leaving, man. And, you know, a couple of players, they really couldn't handle him, you know. And you know, Norm is, you know, old school type of coach, you know, and he has his ways about doing things that I had no problem with, you know. And but for some other guys, it was hard for them. And they had, you know, a couple of events during games where they broke down because Norm was coaching a little too hard, and they let him go. And I was kind of caught in the middle of that, going back to the transfer portal and stuff like that. They didn't have that at the time, and I didn't know which way to go. And I didn't know who I was supposed to reach out to, what I was supposed to do, if I should leave, or I kind of felt like, where was the loyalty? Like, I'm trying to be loyal. You know what I'm saying? And I already wanted to represent for not just the city, I wanted to represent for the state.
Right.
You know, so I was trying to be loyal, but I'm not Quinn's guy. I'm not the next coach guy. But he got to fill the roster too.
Right.
So he didn't come in telling me, yo, I really didn't have a spot for you. I don't know what I'm going to do with you, but we would love for you to stay here. No, he was just please stay so he can fill his roster. But I really should have been thinking about myself, and I should have left and thought about a new situation for myself, man. I wish I would have done that. But yeah, we was up there. A lot of people wanted to see me play. I played a little bit, but I didn't play the position that I should have been playing. And my thing was, he came from Duke, and I was always I wanted to know what they do at Duke, man. What y'all do up there? And he had the book, he had everything, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay here and try to figure this thing out. But they never had any plans for me.
And because kind of like he had that cachet, you know, he was under Coach K, like you said, Duke. It's like, oh, he about to bring something different here. Now, he did have some success, but it wasn't to the success that people, you know, thought. And then I think that was at the same time, what was that, Ricky Clemens? And
That's after me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That situation was after me, man. You know, his first year, we were good. It was more about Quinn coaching staff. He had the best coaching staff ever, and I fell in love with that. And he actually had Igor Koskov, who was actually Phoenix Suns head coach. He had coach I forgot his name, but he had Coach Hammond, who's actually the general manager of the Magic right now. He was the Timberwolves general manager, but Coach Hammond and all those guys were up there, man, and it was beautiful. And it's just the way they were coaching and how in tune they was with us. I mean, it just captivated me. But then all they left also. So after that first year, and that kind of left me in limbo land, still not knowing if I can leave or not, or if I should leave, or if I leave, am I going to be pushed back? What about my grades? What about, you know, my credits and stuff like that?
Right.
And it was just a lot, and I end up just settling in and staying there, but it didn't work out for me. I should have left, and that's why I'm real big on the transfer portal and using it like as a business too. You got to think of a business. You just can't think about, you know, the old way around. This is a business, man.
It ain't personal.
No, it ain't personal.
They look at the play. They look at the players like they're products.
They're personal.
They're products. So, you know.
Yeah. But I was trying to stay loyal. That's what loyal gets you. In that situation.
And like I said before, now it's like F you. It ain't personal. It's just
I wouldn't
business.
say F you. It's not like that. And it's not running. Some guys just running from the problems. Like, no, I don't agree with that. But you could tell if the situation is not fit for you, then you should be able to have an option to where you can leave. Of course, not running from nothing. You got to work. You know, if that's all it is, he's just trying to make you work. But most coaches, they're not. They just don't have a spot for you.
So going back to Mizzou, talked about Conzo Martin. Now you have Dennis Gates. Have you heard anything about him yet? Or what are your thoughts about the state of the Missouri basketball team now?
I met him on he had a group FaceTime with a bunch of alumni. So I haven't met him personally, but I am meeting him tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going down to the coaches clinic that's at Columbia College, and he's doing a segment and stuff there. And I plan on meeting him and talk to him there a little bit. And like I said, it's starting to establish that relationship again, because I had it at first. Now with Conzo, now I got to build it all over again with this coach. And they were doing a good job of reaching out to the alumni and trying to have golf events and stuff like that. So now I just need to see how Coach Gates and what he's going to do. I'm interested. I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Ms. Williams says staying in a situation that doesn't meet your needs doesn't make sense. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of my job, where when I got hired on to a certain, not where I'm at now, but a previous position that I was at. And I was told this job was going to be this way. But then you just did a whole dramatic shift and had me doing something that I did not want to do. That's, I chose this position because of what the job entailed at first, the description of the job.
Yes.
But then y'all at the last minute or whatever flipped the whole script. Yes. So it's kind of how what you went through and how other guys may have gone through in college.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's totally it. And the other thing is, not to change the subject, is Kelly hurting himself. I think Kelly Thames hurting himself.
Right, he did.
He's supposed to be the guy
Yeah.
for us too, especially coming out of St. Louis. And he's one of the guys that I really looked up to. And as Alice say, making a move can be scary. And it was fucking frightening.
And especially when, you what 20, 21, it wasn't like you was fully, okay, now I know what I'm doing. Let's go world. I'm ready. You still trying to figure out things yourself.
Well, in my life, that goes back to in my life. My dad played, but I didn't have him in my life like I should and supposed to. And I didn't have anyone to come up and advocate for me to the coaches. And at the time, I didn't feel confident enough to go up to the coach and explain to them my problems and my disagreement, because you would think that they would hold that against you. So, yeah, you might be 19, 20, 21, but you're still somewhat of a kid. And you haven't been through so much. And if I would have had my dad fully in my life at the time like that, or, just a mentor that can come up and talk to these other grown men about how they're treating me or what they're not, doing,
right?
Or if they're not letting me leave, they should be telling me, maybe you should let us help you find a better situation, something like that. I didn't have that, so I was kind of like stuck in the middle of all that. But yeah, man, I feel for certain kids that are stuck in their situations and don't know where to go, and that's also part about what I wanted Hoofa to kind of be about, man, and those players should be able to reach back to me and ask me for help like that, and for me to step up. And I know the moving pieces. I know how to talk to this coach for you, whatever. So let me come up here and advocate for you a little bit, and that's all it is. It's just a little bit of advocating, a little bit of letting you know who this child, this kid is, and helping you give him a fair shot, basically.
I think just in general too, just talking about colleges and how you were talking about how all the components about like trying to transfer somewhere just kind of held you back from it. It wasn't normalized. Like the concept of just transferring in college, period. Whether we're talking about sports or anything else, nobody ever talks about that.
No.
And honestly, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but for me as a kid, my most exposure to college was watching TV. And different TV shows. Somebody goes to college. Well, they're in college. They don't talk about transferring college. The idea is putting your thought process in your psyche from early on. Like, oh, you go to college, you go to a school. You don't go to a school and then transfer somewhere else. And I almost think that that's kind of by design as to why you don't see that type of thing. But whether we talking about sports or anything else, I do like what the transfer portal has done is that it normalizes the idea of if a situation isn't working for you, or if there is something better for you, there's nothing holding you here to keep you from going and doing it. So even if you're just a regular college student, you go to, let's call it lower level university. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to insult any colleges, but then let's say you come out your freshman year and you have a 3.9 GPA, right? But let's say you wanted to go to WashU before, but you didn't go there. Now, the idea of transferring to WashU is something that's very possible for you. You've demonstrated the grades. You've done what you can do. You can go to WashU. I think that the concept of being able to transfer is something that, just should be normalized in general.
I want to be able to know that I'm going to this school, and if I stay for 4 years and graduate, I have a chance to make so and so and so.
Yeah,
that's what I want, and I want to know the difference from if I go to Mizzou or if I go to WashU. That number is going to be different. I might get $200,000 if I graduate from WashU, but I might only get $90,000 if I graduate from Mizzou.
Yeah.
But I need to graduate and stay all 4 years. That's the loyalty that I'm looking for. But I know when I leave, I'm leaving with something other than just this degree. I'm leaving with something that's going to start my life and push me in the right direction.
Speaking of WashU, for those of you out there in the admissions for your fantastic law school out there, just know,
at your boy.
hey, Slew, I didn't forget about y'all either. So just keep that in mind. Just carry on.
And Ms. Williams says, in fact, when I was in college, you were discouraged from transferring due to fear of losing credits.
Sure.
It's like a regional monopoly type thing, really. It's like almost like dealing with the utility company.
Yeah, I didn't want to go all the way back, especially with my credits, and because I just finalized, I wanted to go into business management, but I went into business ag, and I didn't know what I wanted to go in, but when I figured it out, it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing. But then I didn't want to transfer, and then I'm going all the way backwards, or some school don't take what I've already did. So yeah, that was really scary.
Yeah, someone else who was a guest on our show, incredible guest. You may know him, Marquise Watkins. So shouts out to you. Another Bashan Wolverine.
Yes, sir. That's the
What's
OG.
up at your B-side? Man, I called him like he's like one of the quiet assassins. He didn't talk a lot. Even goes to from what I noticed, he was just a quiet guy, but he had game, and he took his talents to Vanderbilt for I think a year or two. Had an incredible story. Shouts out to him for being an incredible guest. Hope everything is going well with you, Marquise. Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. Once again, I am your boy Smooth, along with
T-Bone
and special guest
Jay Peasy.
There we go. So not only is this man a father, a coach, doing big things here in the Lou, state champion, played at Mizzou, but he also dabbled.
I do.
He also dabbled into a little bit of modeling.
Oh Lord, man, that's when I was living. That's like when I first went to Cali. Boy, look at that body. Ooh.
I believe the post had guts and butts, man. So tell us about this Johnnie Parker at that time of his life, man.
Man, as you can see, I was in better shape. Confidence high. I'm out in California making moves, going back and forth from overseas, man. But I think I took maybe 10 to 20 pictures in modeling, and that didn't last long. I tried to act, but that didn't last long either. The whole process is just too long, man. And you're on a set all day, and you might get seen, you might not get seen. I was like, I ain't got time for this. So acting and modeling, that didn't really last too long for me. So I was off it.
So what brought you to LA?
Well, after I graduated college, I ended up first working with the Missouri Department of Youth Services.
Okay.
So I was working with kids for a while, and I still had the hunger to play, and I still could play. And at the time, I was waiting on a few agents to get back to me, but then they got frustrated, and I was like, I'm not waiting on no one to find me a job. I'm gonna go get my own job, And at the time, Keon was playing on the Clippers, and Kareem was on the Lakers, and I had invited to the NBA Summer League. It was actually in Long Beach at the time, and was able to go out there, played in the Summer League, and did real well. And I was going to UCLA to work out with all the pros, all the NBA guys. And at that time, one of the top trainers out there, Rico Hines, he was out there doing his thing. Pooh Richardson and all those guys, they were like training the guys at UCLA. And being out there is totally different. I mean, they train every day, and it's serious. And we train here, but we don't train like they do out there, man.
Different,
and it's way different. And I fell in love with it. And at all these gyms, I have my bio, I have my resume with me. So I want to know where your agent at and where your agent at. And you know, I'm going and I'm speaking up for myself, and I'm going over to these guys, and I'm like, you know, I'm Johnnie Parker. I'm looking for a job. You know, I have an agent I'm dealing with, but I'm not really signed with them. But you know, I can look for my own stuff. And at the time, like I said, like going to the NBA was never my full goal. I just wanted to hoop, you know. And if I was blessed to go to the NBA, then hey, you know, it's all love. But I'm not setting everything I have in life set on going to the NBA. No. And I just wanted to hoop. I just wanted to play ball, and whatever money that I get, I'm going to do right with it and be blessed by it, and go from there. And I was able to start finding jobs because a bunch of these guys with the big head, they're thinking they should be in the NBA. They didn't want to take the, you know, if it's 20 grand, 30 grand, 15 grand, whatever, you know, they didn't want to take them type of jobs and stuff like that. But I'm like, shit, here I am.
Right. Let's go.
You know, I'll go. You know, and at the time, I always wanted to see the world. I wanted to see the world, man. I want to know what they doing over there and stuff like that. So here's the best opportunity for me to see the world for free.
Right.
What? And you're gonna pay me a little bit?
Let's
So
go.
yeah, I'll take, you know, I'll take it. And going to Europe, man, it was really a blessing because it really let me see that me growing up in the South Side in Webster Groves, this world is real big, man.
Right.
You know, and there's a lot going
A
on.
whole lot.
Yeah, a lot going on. And I was able to, I was blessed to go to Germany. I was blessed to go to Lithuania, Latvia, Russia, China, Israel, Turkey.
Wow.
You know, and it wasn't the highest of the highest. It wasn't the multi-million-dollar deals and stuff like that, but I still have friends over there to this day.
Experience.
It was an experience. I still talk to certain friends over there to this day. A lot of good people over there. They took care of me when I was over there. I've been in small towns where they never been around black people before. And here I am, this big 6'8", 6'7" black dude walking down the street waving, and they looking up their cars all puzzled and stuff like, what is this and why is he here?
Right.
But you know, I was able to connect, communicate, and you know, and fellowship with these people, you know, and it felt good. And it was a lot of curious people over there. And like I said, I've been to small towns where they're not used to being around black people, you know, and I'm safe.
Yeah.
I made it back. You know, and I conducted myself in a good way, and I represented my family in a good way, man. Yeah.
What in your basketball career would you say, whether it's playing or coaching, has been your proudest moment?
What's my proudest moment? When I graduated from college. I didn't know that was even possible, and I did it in 4 years. You know, and I stayed up there every summer doing summer school for sure. So I didn't really go home. I wanted to really get it done, and you know, the tutors and the people that really helped me settle in on my grades at Mizzou, they really did a good job, and they helped me out and they got me through it. And going across the stage, it was so real. It was like, really, you know. And I felt smarter. I felt smarter, bro. You know, and it felt good. And for my mom to see that, for my brothers to see that, my sister to see that, you know, it really felt good because I was the first.
Yeah.
And I set that tone for them, you know. So that was probably one of the best times, the best moments.
That's dope, man. Some current NBA talk, you know, just had Golden State win. I see Steph Curry over there, and
that's on my son.
Okay. Do you have a team that you follow, or you just overall NBA fan? Any thoughts for the upcoming season coming up?
I am not an NBA fan.
Really?
I love the game. I'm not a fan of the game.
Got you.
I play the game.
Got you.
I am the game.
Yeah, you're part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not a real fan. I don't watch it as a fan. I still watch it to see the moving pieces and the X and O's of it and stuff like that, and try to predict what's going to happen before the play even happens. So yeah, I've never been a real fan of the game.
Looks like to me the era of super teams is going away now. Do you agree with that?
No.
Hmm.
No. They still trying to team up. They still trying.
I mean, they're trying to, but it's not like they're succeeding.
They trying to set the narrative. They trying to control what they can control. Period. So if they can team up and match up again, they'll do it again because they all searching for that ring and they know how hard it is by themselves, whatever. So they're gonna want at least one or two people, two good guys with them or whatever. But it's only so much money, and there's only one basketball.
I feel like that was the difference, like over the past couple of years, is that the guys who you would have seen pair up, they just wanted to get the money deal. But now that they got the money, they just gonna go back to teaming up. They want the rings. It seems like that's always like the up and down. Like you either want the money or you want the ring.
Yeah, well, even with San Antonio, they had to give something. Somebody had to give something up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way it's going to be able to work out. And you can see even with over with Brooklyn Nets.
That's a whole mess.
Yeah, it seemed like nobody wanted to step back a little bit or let me turn this down so we can, for the benefit of the team. What I was just telling you earlier.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. Go ahead first.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
Was Charles Barkley right about Kevin Durant, bus driver? I mean, bus rider.
I hear what he's saying, but that boy's so good.
He is, but you have certain guys that are, that's just good just to be on the floor and score, but not be like the main reason why a team goes all the way. Like if KD was in Golden State, that was the best situation for him because you still had Clay, you had Steph Curry, Draymond, you had Sean Livingston, you had Iggy.
What team has he been on where it's really his team?
Golden State. I mean, Oklahoma.
No, not really. James and them came in. They was still acting like they was.
No.
Harden
was not the Harden that is now.
Not Harden.
And Westbrook was never like that main guy.
But he was like the leading scorer on that team, wasn't he?
Yes.
Leading scorer.
That's why James left.
Leading scorer doesn't mean you are the leader of the team or heart and soul or the reason why you're going to win the championship.
Oh, I know, and they didn't. But my point was that Durant wasn't the one who was in control of that team.
And why not?
I think that's because you had Westbrook had something he wanted to prove. Because Westbrook was the same Westbrook after Durant left. It didn't change whether they were going to win or not. It just changed. He was out there trying to get his contract secured. I don't think he really cared about the team.
But that's the whole thing about what separates Durant from other guys is if you put LeBron on that team, he's going to establish himself as, you know what, I want everyone to follow my lead. Durant doesn't have that. He just wants the ball. And there's no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you should be out there saying I want to be the leader because that's not, I don't think, his style. He's never been a guy that's like, I'm gonna lead the team to a championship. No, he just wants the ball.
That's the problem.
And win.
He gives himself up when the other guys should be giving themselves up for him.
Right.
But he's such a good dude. He's going to give himself up, and it's like you're the guy, bro.
Right.
LeBron will come there and give KD confidence to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's LeBron now. I mean, LeBron wasn't always that guy. I remember.
Why not?
I remember in 2009 watching him against Orlando in the playoffs, or was it the playoff game? I can't remember if it was that year or the next year, but dude checked out too.
But he was still the leader, though.
But I mean, who else was on the team?
LeBron's the leader, but LeBron gives confidence to other players to be great.
Right. I mean, and it wasn't his fault that he had Danielle Marshall and Sasha Pavlich and whoever else on that team.
But he didn't grow into that until he had a team around him where everybody else was like, look, you the guy. Remember his first year in Miami, that was the criticism when you got to the playoffs, when you got to the finals, was that he wasn't stepping up to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He grew into that as those years went on in Miami. That was his college experience there.
But it's different with him because first off, you had D Wade. He's like already the man. He was the man in Miami. So D Wade had to say, here, you know what?
But that's the point.
I know I did my thing, but you are the future. Here, take this. That's what Durant, hasn't done in regards to first grabbing it and accepting it. LeBron, from the moment that he came to the league, even he was a rookie, he was like, you know, you may have some veterans on his team, but at the end of the day, I am the chosen one, and I'm going to be that guy, in which he has been that guy.
But okay,
like Durant don't want to step on nobody's toes,
right?
Yeah, but
then he get mad on social media.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
here's the question though: who was the guy that would have been there to kind of pass that confidence on to Durant? Like LeBron needed somebody to really pass. Like LeBron was that guy in Cleveland by default. Not saying that he didn't have the skills or anything like that, but he was that guy by default because of who he was, how he was. But he didn't have that guy that was there to bring him to the next level. When he got to Miami, he had a guy who was already established winner and had already won a championship. He had other guys around him who were equally as good. When LeBron was in that situation, I feel like he was in a comfort zone where, okay, I can be that guy, and I have confidence that these other people are putting their confidence in me, right? Durant was in a situation where he had two other guys, when you're talking about Harden and Westbrook, that those guys wanted to be the guy just like he wanted to be the guy. He's always been in a situation where where it seems like he's like, he can't step up and be the guy until probably Brooklyn maybe, because when he was in Golden State, that wasn't his team. He was there, he was an asset, but that wasn't his. You know what I mean? Like he could be there, but it wasn't his team.
Can't he act like he can't fight?
Yeah.
He act like he don't know how to throw them hands.
And maybe it goes back to what you said about making decisions, because you didn't have that father figure in your life to like push you and say, you know what, fight for yourself more. That could be something that he has been lacking.
Yes.
Is that he didn't have that fight, that dog in him to say, you know what, hold on, it's time, put this ego to the side. Russ, you incredible player. If you do this, we can succeed. Harden, incredible guy. If you do this, if I do this, whatever else. But to answer your question, it's not to the degree of D Wade and Chris Bosh, even though it's really more so D Wade. But Oklahoma City had Kendrick Perkins, who won a championship. They had Derek Fisher, who won a championship. I mean, so you had guys who's been there. So he could have definitely grabbed whatever championship, whatever it is, to get him to that level of, you know what, dude, you Kevin freaking Durant.
But this past year in Brooklyn though, that wasn't on him.
He had nobody. No, I mean
that whole situation was.
That's why I said it's a mess.
But the thing was that before everything happened, they were like the team in the regular season, right? They were pretty much leading for the most part. For
majority of the season, then it kind of fell out because of injuries and whatever else.
Injuries and all the extracurricular stuff. So I mean, I don't know. Let's see what happens this year, because I think that last year he had a chance, but everything was like out of his control.
1 foot, literally 2 years ago, 1 foot from possibly going to the finals.
Too much money that's interfering with the love of the game.
It is,
and it's the mentalities, or it's changed, have changed, and there's a lot of guys that they let the money dictate how they play.
Kyrie, or not Kyrie. Dang, I can't think of his name. Was with the Spurs for a long time.
Kawhi Leonard?
Yes. Kawhi would be the example for me, because like when he was with the Spurs, I'm like, okay, here's a guy. He's going to be with this team. They win the championship. Out.
Yeah.
And by the way, your son says MJ is his favorite.
Of course he is. You know it. You know it, JJ.
That's my son right there. So, how would you like to be remembered?
How would I like to be remembered? What, by people in St. Louis? Like, what do you mean? Just period?
Just you in general. When they look back and think about Johnnie Parker, they're gonna say what?
A guy who tried to give it his all and put on for the city. To be truthful, because like I said, I'm St. Louis die hard. I got long lineages of family here in St. Louis. We go way back. So I always wanted to put on for the city. That was one of the things that one of the reasons why we won AAU with the Eagles in '96. And it was like we really wanted to put on for the city. And it was something special that we did that's still recognized to this day in history. And you know, and I wanted to take that on. And when people, even in LA, they see me, they know me. They know me from St. Louis. That's the Midwest guy, you know, from St. Louis. So yeah, just, you know, somebody that just wanted to do help and give back, you know, and somebody that I love my son, love my family, man. You know.
Nice. Well, this has definitely been an incredible interview. Being here at the YEMA Center again, I can kind of almost say like a second home now. Been around, you know, a couple of times now,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's definitely been a pleasure to be here. Did you have any special shout outs?
Oh yeah, give a shout out. My son Jaden, he's on there watching. But you know, like I want to give a shout out to everybody in my family, my uncle Oliver, all my aunties, my immediate family. See Ben Parimba, Kim Gardner. Kim Gardner is my cousin. Shout out to Kim.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm deep here in St. Louis, man. Shout out to all the families that helped me in Webster. Shout out to the Hollies who've been really good, really blessed in my life. You know, that's about it, man.
That's what's up, man. So once again, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. Your boy Smooth, along with
T-Bone
and special guest
Johnnie Parker.
T-Bone, I know you got something that you want to go ahead and promote real quick.
Oh, well, you know, as I have on the shirt here that's blocked by the microphone, but you know, I've talked about HBCW wrestling. I talked about how we've had our show a couple weeks ago at the Orange County Convention Center, and you know, that footage is going to be getting released soon, actually coming October 1st. And you know, I don't want to leave the people without nothing to see, so I think we got a little bit of a clip, little trailer. Watch everything. Hey, and you know, for all y'all out there who are, I know y'all out there going to subscribe to the Platform Sports Talk Show on YouTube, but you know, while you're on YouTube, go ahead and go to HBCW Wrestling. That's a space between the W and wrestling. Go to HBCW Wrestling, and you know, please go ahead, check out those videos, check out some other videos we got. Make sure you like and subscribe that channel as well. It'll help me out. Please help me out.
There it is. And with that being
Hold
said,
on. Let me get my
Go
issue
ahead.
off.
Get it in.
Get my issue
Get
off
it in.
too. Yeah, you know, I'm thankful. You know, we here at the YEMA Center. Y'all can find the YEMA Center on Instagram. Just look up the YEMA Center, YEMA Center. And the YEMA Center actually stands for the Youth Education Mentorship Athletic Center. Just to put a little bit of definition behind it. You know, we're so thankful to be in this beautiful facility. You can come in here and get a whole vibe. Get a whole vibe check in here. Get your shots up. We got the shooting machine. Bring the shooting machine out. Put the radio on. And
bring them out. Let's go.
It's truly a whole vibe up in here, you know. And you can also catch us on YouTube, on Facebook, YEMA Center on Facebook. You can check me out, The Real Hoop Fi, at Real Hoop Fi 007 on Instagram. You can check us out and see what we're doing up in here. We're always having different programs. If you're a mom and you're looking for something for the kids, young kids, middle school, high school, we always got something going on. So, you know, just check out the page. And we're also on the web, www.yemacenter.com. You can go on there and you can purchase workouts, training sessions, mentor sessions, all that on there. So, you know, we're just getting better day by day, week by week, year by year. This is not a money grabber. This is real. This is wholesome. It works, you know, and we do small group training. So you only have to come here and there's 50 kids in here and your son or daughter don't get nothing out of it. So when they come here, they're going to get something out of it. They're going to get the leadership. They're going to get the unity, and they're going to get the brotherhood and sisterhood. So, you know, we here, Southside St. Louis, baby.
There it is. I'm about to show some more video, some more scenes around here. Give y'all a little taste of what y'all can't see from our point of view. Let me see here. Jordan and Kobe. I mean, just so many dope.
Fresh motivation.
Let me see here. Bam, look at that. You got Biggie, Magic, LeBron with the I mean, it just, this is incredible, man.
You gotta get that Prince over there putting up that jumper. You don't know nothing about that right there.
Uh-oh, you talking about we had the blouses on?
Yeah, now Prince used to hoop.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he used to hoop.
Where's it at?
There, right there in front, right there in the corner, right there. Right there in front of you.
Oh, yeah, I see. Hold on.
Right next to
let me go ahead and change it up real quick. Let me see. Go ahead.
Got Bill Russell right there.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
Chamberlain. You got the great Nip Hustle up in here for sure. Bob Marley. I was a couple of my people came in here and they was like, man, you gotta get some Caucasian people up in here too. You know, we see your black love. So we got Marilyn Monroe up in here. We got Albert Einstein. You know, okay. Got JFK up in here. That's the homie. He for us.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
I love the dope. What's that? Is that Malcolm X to MLK?
Yeah, you know it.
Man.
Passing it.
Like you said, Prince,
yeah,
Kobe, Gianna.
We also before we leave, we got the great ones. We got Nelly up in here. We got the Lunatics. Shout out to the Lunatics. Keywan's the homie, man. You know, they good people. You know, hopefully they keep their little thing going. And so proud of them and thankful for what they've done for the city.
That's what's up, man. So with that being said, this is the Platform Sports Talk Show. Thank y'all again for tuning in. It's definitely been a pleasure to be here at the YEMA Center doing positive things. And next week, another great show. Look forward to it. A little tease from Johnnie Parker earlier. It's definitely going to be V-side related. It's going to be a show like tonight and like all of our previous shows that you do not want to miss. So thank you very much once again.
No problem, bro. Time.
T-Bone, it was fun. I know next week you're going to be going back to Orlando. Is that right?
Yep. It's a travel week for me. So, you know, I'll be out, but you know what? Be out.
That's it. So, Platform Sports Talk Show. It's been fun. We'll see y'all next week, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. About to go ahead and shoot a little hoops before we pack up and get ready to go out from the deep south side, South County YEMA Center.
They call this the dark side.
The dark side. And with that being said, y'all, we are out. Have a good one, y'all.